Hey guys, so in today's book review I'm going to be talking about The Woman in Cabin 10, and this is by Ruth Ware. This is the second book I have read by her. The first book I read was In a Dark, Dark Woods, which is her first book, and I read it really long time ago when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to pick up this one, which I think is her second book, and then I also have The Turn of the Key, which is her third book, which I have yet to read, which I think is her most popular. And out of the three books that I've seen other people review, this one seems to be the least popular. However, if you look on Goodreads, it does have a 3.7 Goodreads rating, which isn't that bad. I think that's pretty good, and I gave it a 4 star, so I really enjoyed this book. I can't remember what star rating I gave In a Dark, Dark Woods, but I do remember really enjoying it, and I'm pretty sure it would have been a 3 or 4 as well. But yeah, this book I really enjoyed. I managed to complete this entire book in one day. I've been getting through a lot of books recently, obviously because of the whole quarantine thing. I'm in the at-risk category, so I've been pretty much inside for the past 2 weeks. And yeah, I've been picking up lots of different books. I'm reading a few things at the moment, including The Starless Sea, Toil and Trouble, and Boneless Mercies are the 3 books I'm currently getting through. But I wanted to read something different, and I've been trying to get through all of my crime thriller books, so I decided to pick this one up because I got it when it pretty much first came out, and yeah, I just hadn't gotten around to reading it. So it came out in, what year did this come out in? It's been out a while. It came out, yeah, it was published in 2016, so yeah, it's been out for quite a long time now, and I'm only just getting around to reading it, but I'm glad I did because I really enjoyed it. So basically this book follows a journalist, a woman called Lo, and she is in a strange place in her life. She's been offered this opportunity to go onto this small cruise ship along with a bunch of other journalists to kind of review this this cruise and this boat. And yeah, she is taking the place of her boss, who is going on maternity leave, and she sees this as kind of like an opportunity for her to prove herself and to try and further her career. But before she goes onto this boat, she has a burglary in her house and kind of has this traumatic experience, and it's kind of inducing a lot of panic within her. And so by the time she actually goes onto this boat, she's a little bit uneasy. So she has a few issues going on in her life which kind of affect her experience on this boat. However, while she's on this boat, something very strange happens. She thinks she witnesses a murder, and she is going on, this happens very early on in the book, so this isn't a spoiler. I'm pretty sure it's in the synopsis as well. Yes, it says she's woken up in the night by screams. Lo rushes to her window to see a body thrown overboard from the next door cabin, but the records show that there was no one ever checked into that cabin and no passengers are missing on the boat. So she kind of forgets she's supposed to be doing this report on the boat and the experience and how luxurious this boat is, and she gets obsessed into finding out what is happening in this story. And I really enjoyed it. I found it quite captivating. I quite liked her as a character. I feel like her experiences on the boat and her anxiety about certain things are very kind of real and justified, as well as her interacting with the other journalists on this boat, because she only knows one other person on this boat really, on a personal level. Everyone else, she doesn't really know anything about them or who they are. So it's kind of her journey in discovering these different people she's on the boat with, and it's kind of like a big whodunit story. It's kind of like a closed, it's like an isolated crime thriller, which is what I really like, because obviously they're all stuck on this boat, and there are a couple of people outside of the cruise trying to contact her and stuff, like her boyfriend. And yeah, it just kind of builds in suspense, and I really enjoyed it. I have to say, I didn't actually guess what was going to happen, which was nice. I just found it a really enjoyable reading experience. I like her writing. I find it very easy to read. If you're looking for like, I was gonna say, I don't know whether you can have like a relaxing thriller, but it's a thriller that's not too intense. It's just very intriguing, like nothing like don't know how to describe it. Like some of my other crime thrillers that I read are quite gory and quite gruesome. They get quite intense, whereas this isn't. It's just like you're wanting to know what's happening and what's going to happen to her, and I just really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's not like a scary thriller, it's more of a mystery thriller of trying to find out who, you know, what happened and what happened with this murder, who witnessed it, who had done it, kind of a thing. And yeah, it's mingled in with her trying to deal with her own kind of you know, like panic attacks and anxiety. She's always questioning herself, like, did it really happen? Is she overreacting? You know, is it all in her head? You know, what's really going on in this story? And I just found it really good. And like I said, I know it was one of her, out of her 3 books I think that I have, this was her lowest rated, but I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than In a Dark Wood. And you know, I'm saying that because I haven't, it was about, well, I don't know when Dark Wood came out, a long time ago. If this was 2016, this is her 2nd book, and I read In a Dark Wood when it first came out, so it's been quite a few years since I read that, but I'm pretty sure I enjoyed this one more than that one. I'm looking forward to reading her next one, which is supposed to be her most popular, The Turn of the Key. I've heard really good reviews on that book, so yeah, I would highly recommend this. I feel like a lot of people who gave this low rating on Goodreads, they said that it wasn't suspenseful enough, and I think that it moved a little bit slowly. For the most part, most of the reviews seem to be 3 or 4 stars. And like I said, I gave it a 4 and I really enjoyed it. Let me have a look. Yeah, a lot of people are saying who gave it 1 star, like they were promised an intense read and felt you know, they got angry by it because they thought it promised more than what it did, and all people were a bit like meh about it. Some people are saying they DNF'd it. I think if you're expecting like a high impact, like high intensity thriller, this isn't going to be the book for you. Like I said, it's more on the mystery side, which I really enjoyed. It's like a closed, well, I don't know, my camera keeps going in and out of focus, like a closed mystery, but like I said, I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it. And yeah, I just thought it was a really good book, so overall really pleased with this one. I have a few more reviews, a few more books that I finished that will be coming up soon. But yeah, if you want to read a good mystery, then I would highly recommend her. I recommend her as a writer in general. Like I said, I really liked the first book as well. The first book I feel like was more intense, In a Dark Wood. That was about a woman who, I think I've done a review on it, maybe way back on this channel. And she gets invited to like a hen party, I think. Like a bachelorette party, like to a girl her old friend who she hasn't seen in a really long time, and she goes to this house with a bunch of other people she doesn't know. I think she only knows 1 person again in this house, and yeah, stuff kind of happens, and you know, and it kind of revolves around that party and some sketchy characters. And that was more intense, I feel, than this one, but this one is more, like I said, on the mystery side. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling, and that's pretty much the end of my review. So as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye guys.